All right, guys. Hey, how's it going? My name is Trent, and we've got Tristan here. And
And I'm Garrett.
all right, and we are critically awesome. All right, today we're going to be talking a little bit about Star Wars, all the theories that we have. Um, we're going to be talking about our predictions for Captain America: Civil War. Is it going to hold up, or is it going to be one of Marvel's big flops? I highly doubt it with the kind of cast that they've got. We're also going to talk a little bit about Game of Thrones because that's what's coming up here in April, and a lot of hype about that. What are we going to expect? What are we going to see? I am super excited about it. I know that Garrett is too. Another thing that I'm super excited for that nobody else is really excited for is The Walking Dead. That is coming up. The mid-season finale, I think, is coming up in May, which is way too far away. Not positive on that, though. I can look that up really quick. But I'm going to hand the reins over to Garrett. He's going to talk a little bit about himself. He's going to tell you who he is, what he likes, his likes and dislikes, and then we'll head it back over to me and Tristan, and then we'll talk about our likes and dislikes. Because this is the first podcast, we're going to let you guys know a little bit about us. And whenever you guys are ready, whenever anybody shows up. Oh, we got a viewer. All right. Hey, how's it going, viewer? Whenever you guys are ready, leave us a comment. Tell us what you want to know about us, what you want us to talk about, and we'll be gladly to accommodate you and your needs. All right, Garrett, I'm sending it over to you.
All right. Well, I'm Garrett Donovan. I live in Kansas City. Like Star Wars, Game of Thrones. Also like more kind of sci-fi stuff like Defiance and Doctor Who. Let's see, what else do I like to watch that's a little nerdy? I don't think there's anything else really that I can think of at the moment. Also, I mean, I liked all the Avengers movie, of course.
That's given everybody Avengers.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You like the Avengers? You're a communist.
Careful, we don't want to lose that one viewer.
We already lost both of ours. Oh wait, we got one back.
Anyways, the Avengers. I'm interested to see how that DC does with all their movies. It's going to be interesting with that. Other than that, though, I can't really think of what else. Like a little Star Trek, not a whole lot. It's interesting to watch. I guess throw it over there to Tristan and introduce him.
All right, Tristan, go ahead.
Hey, it's me, the Tristan guy. I don't need that part, do I?
I don't know.
Not really.
Just talk.
Okay. So, likes and dislikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am a pretty good sci-fi fan, I think, myself. I like most things sci-fi. I don't really have any dislikes going nerd-wise. That's about it.
What else do you like? Anything that you want everybody to know?
Video games, anything?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about video games
the
on here
most thing
too.
I do is Xbox, which is probably half.
Yeah, I know that he really likes Xbox. His Xbox is always on.
Games.
He plays. Yeah, I know that he plays Minecraft a lot. Sorry, I went over to our YouTube page and it started putting it back on me, and I was like, But he plays Xbox. I know that one of my personal favorite games is The Last of Us. The Last of Us is one of my.
Yeah, I watched that and I've seen you play it a couple of times. It looks pretty good.
And another one of my favorites is Skyrim. I'm actually playing that right now. Well, not as we speak, of course, but that would be cool. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and kick it off and start talking about Star Wars. A lot of fan theories out there. The biggest one out there that I know of right now is who in the heck is Rey's dad? I've got a few theories myself. My personal opinion is, well, I'm kind of split between two of them. It's Han Solo or Anakin Skywalker. And if you haven't seen Star Wars,
Spoilers.
if you haven't seen Star Wars, scrape up all the money that you can right now and go to the movie theater and watch Star Wars, because it is one of the best films of all time. Clearly, it just passed Avatar for the highest grossing film of all time.
It's in 20 days it's released. It's had 760.5 million it's earned in 20 days compared to what it took Avatar for 7.5 months to earn close to that.
Yeah, and Avatar got that to that point after they re-released it in the theaters, a new digital release or something like that, or a new special edition.
Yeah, it's plus another 10 million plus when it was released in theaters again. So, but it surpassed it in only 20 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, if you're watching at home, I'm not sure how I'm going to moderate the comments on YouTube. I'm still trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing. I've never done a live event. Oh, I've done it once, but I've never been the host. So if you have any comments and you want to hear anything, or if you have your own personal opinion, go to Critically Acclaimed's Facebook page, or Critically Awesome's Facebook page, not Critically Acclaimed. That's what I was originally going to name this page. But go to Critically Awesome's Facebook page and write on our wall out there. Tell us what you think and what you like and what you don't like, of course. And if you have any kind of comments at all that you want us to talk about, please, please, please let me know on our Facebook page until I figure out this whole YouTube thing. Live streaming YouTube. I know how to do, regular videos, say something, post it to YouTube and then let you guys go crazy. But for sure, go to our Facebook, comment there, and tell me what you think. Because I know that we've got 3 viewers. So yeah, all right.
Nice.
3 viewers. But anyways, back to the theories on Star Wars and who's Rey's father. My reasonings for thinking that my big one is Han Solo. I believe Han Solo is the father because of the way he just looks at her in the movie. I mean, he looks at her as a father would look upon his daughter. And I would know. I've got 2 of them. 2 daughters, that is. Whenever she's fixing the Falcon and says that, oh, I've bypassed the transmitter.
The capacitor. It's the radiator or something like that.
She bypassed something. It's been a couple of days since I've seen it again. I saw it twice already. And she whenever she pulled that out, the way that Han Solo looked at Rey whenever she did that was a way that a father would look at his daughter doing something amazing. Plus, he's got that awkward, I haven't seen you in 20 years. How's it going? How's life been? Sorry I left you on Jakku. Sort of talking to her whenever he's offering her a job. And also, after he dies, Han Solo dies. Oh no, spoilers. The way that Leia embraces Rey is the way that and not even, she doesn't go to Chewbacca first. His lifelong friend that he has always, been with, his right-hand man the whole time, even after he and Leia left. She didn't go to comfort Chewbacca. She went to go and comfort Rey, as if she just lost her own father. And that's just one of many reasons why I think Rey, or Han Solo, is Rey's dad. Tristan, do you have anything on that?
Yeah, you said the other one's Anakin, right?
The other one is, no, that's one Garrett's going to be talking about is Anakin's reincarnation.
No, Tristan can talk about that one. I'm going to talk about the Obi-Wan.
I was just wondering if that was the other one.
Yeah, there's 4 that I know.
There's 5, actually. So the first, you finish off what you want to say. I'll go through them all if you want me to.
All right, and then the other one that I was thinking of was Luke being her father. And everyone's thinking that she's another Skywalker because she's so sensitive in the Force. She's not, and the reason why I personally think it is because the lightsaber called to her. All right, the lightsaber was calling to her the way that when Luke was walking through the woods of Dagobah when he was being trained by Yoda, he was seeing things through the Force, and so the Force was calling Rey to that lightsaber, and then at the end, whenever she's looking at Luke Skywalker, she's trying to hand him that lightsaber. He's looking at her like, man, I really don't want to lose another apprentice the way I lost Kylo Ren. And I think that he's standing over a grave, because at the very end you can see that there's a little tombstone. It looks like a tombstone in the middle of that Jedi temple. Now, is it a tombstone of a Jedi, or is it the tombstone of his wife? Because Luke Skywalker is in a new Jedi order. He doesn't follow the ways of the old Jedi. The old Jedi order. He's the new Jedi order because he's allowed to have a wife in order to repopulate force sensitive people. But also, force sensitive people just show up. I know you hate to hear this, but the Force is around everybody, and they all have their own midichlorians. And a lot of people hate the fact that George Lucas included the midichlorians in Episode 1. I personally liked that. I liked the explanation of the Force because I was a little curious about how it worked and why are certain people
how it chose people, yeah,
and how other ones are not. And the fact that Anakin Skywalker had a higher midichlorian count than Yoda is I was like, wow, really? That's a huge reveal to me. I think that if they would have taken out Jar Jar Binks from Episode 1, that would have made Episode 1 a very awesome film. Take out Jar Jar Binks, and that movie is top notch. We wouldn't have had the crap fest of the prequels. But the midichlorians, everyone, I don't know why people doesn't like the midichlorians, because I think it's a good explanation on the Force. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
You? All right, cool. Well, you're younger, so you grew up with nothing but the prequels.
Yeah.
So you don't know anything about the before digital enhancement George Lucas did to the original films. Ugh. I watched it on VHS. Garrett, go ahead and say yours.
All right. So while I was digging up through the internet, the deep dark crevices of the internet, I came up with where there's 5 different theories. Technically, there's Luke Skywalker's daughter, of course, what Trenton said. There's also Leia and Han Solo's daughter as well. There's actually a different twist to what maybe you didn't think about, Trenton. I'll get to that. And then there's also Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter, which I kind of like that. There's a pretty good backstory to it that I think would be really cool if that was it. And then also that there's another one where she's a descendant from Emperor Palpatine, which that's a pretty far-fetched theory. And then the last one is that she's Anakin's magical Force twin, because Anakin was actually born, he was conceived purely from the Force. There was no father. So essentially that's even more far-fetched than her being the descendant of Emperor Palpatine, but still that could be a possibility. Just she's existence, that's all it is. But so mine that I like, we go back to the Leia and Han Solo daughter thing. The only thing though is that they don't do an inkling of her being their daughter. But what if the fact is that Leia had a daughter without Han knowing, and she abandoned him, or her, abandoned Rey or something? Which I don't feel like that she wouldn't, but you never know. That's just a little twist to your theory there, Trenton. But my theory is that the theory I like is that she's Obi-Wan's granddaughter. Now, of course, they're kind of weird reasons why. Which the first thing is the accent. There's only 2 good guys in the whole series, in the whole saga, that have English accents, and that's Rey and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like the characters themselves, not the actors, because of course Liam Neeson he's English but he played an American accent. And so also the Jedi mind trick when she was on the Star Killer base. Only problem with that though is I see that Qui-Gon Jinn used that as well. He used that quite a bit actually in the first episode. When he was trying to get Anakin free and all that. So you really can't base it off that. I know a lot of people were saying because of how she was moving around the base and all that, like how Obi-Wan was, and New Hope when he was trying to get the what are they called, the tractor beams off so that the Millennium Falcon can get out. That's a pretty good one, but and also
a lot of people did say that she did mimic a lot of
Obi-Wan, yeah, and
a lot of Obi-Wans.
What I really like though is the symbolism of like the lightsaber, which is where essentially like or symbolism of her being Obi-Wan's granddaughter, because you go from teacher, it goes from teacher to Anakin, which then Anakin has Luke, which then Obi-Wan's also the teacher of Luke, and then
Anakin made that lightsaber.
Yeah, but anyways, what and then so then Rey comes and be's the teacher, be's the Padawan for Luke, which then in turn kind of switches because like and Obi-Wan gives Luke his father's lightsaber, right? And then in turn, Rey gives Luke back his lightsaber, which it's kind of that symbol. It's I don't know. It's definitely very interesting on that. Like just the delivery of that. It kind of gives a little bit more of a meaning. Also, like how you said when Rey she was in her like dream stage or whatever, like when the Force was calling to her. You could also hear the actor who played Obi-Wan, or supposedly, you could hear his voice yell.
I heard him.
You heard him? Yeah, I think you heard him.
I was listening, but you also heard Yoda's voice too. When she was opening up the box, you had to listen very, very closely. The second time I watched it because I watched it another time because I've read all these theories and I read all this stuff, and I wanted to watch this movie in depth, like I do with all movies.
Also, sorry to add to it too. The Kenobi versus Skywalker fight too. It's that fight again against Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. Now it's Kylo Ren and Rey fighting again. It's grandchildren essentially. Fighting, which would be kind of cool. But also, I was reading on some of them where it's a little more. And like the guy who played Devil's Advocate, he kind of said why she wouldn't be. But I also kind of agree that it'd be kind of more interesting if it was brother and sister or cousin versus cousin, not. But
yeah, I mean,
either way, I think Disney's gonna just completely mislead us, and it's gonna be something we didn't even expect.
I think so too. I mean, honestly,
it's fun to speculate, but still, it's not going to be what we think. That's what I'm. I mean,
honestly, they have a huge opportunity right now with leading in, the whole brother and sister thing. They had the brother and sister thing with Luke and Leia, and well, we saw that backfired.
And see, but also like when I was reading about the guy who said she isn't, like why he said she isn't his granddaughter, Kenobi's. He was saying that like how if she was Luke's, because because actually Jedi's, in the second movie, they kind of specified why they can't be in possession. They can't have possessions or anything like that. They can love, but they just can't have possessions. And so, I mean, maybe Luke did have her and he couldn't keep her, so he dropped her off. But I can't see that happen, because why would he drop her off when he knows probably for a fact that she's going to be a Jedi, so he should train her. Unless
go ahead.
That was all right. Go ahead.
Well, the reason why I would see him dropping her off in Jakku, she wasn't a baby when she was dropped off. He was actually dropped off with that guy who controls the trading post, the guy who gives out the portions and stuff. That guy. She's dropped off with him, and he's supposed to take care of her, but he doesn't do a very good job, clearly, because she's living in an AT-AT. Scavenging for parts, and he's feeding her barely. But he's dropped off with her, and the reason why I see that is because, and this is a theory that I've read, he drops her off. Luke would drop her off, wipe her memory clean, using the Force, because Sidious did that with I don't remember when he did that. I know that he brought Anakin back to life, but he's also, the Force, you can use it to wipe somebody's mind clean, especially if they're young and impressionable, like Rey was whenever she was dropped on Jakku. She was probably in training when Kylo Ren was in training, or Ben Solo was in training, and whenever he snapped and Darth or Emperor or Supreme Leader Snoke got a hold of him, he saved Rey, because he knew Rey was very important, and he knew how strong she was with the Force. So what he did is he probably put her on a ship, flew her out to Jakku, dropped her off there, because that was a
remote
location to Tatooine, like where he was at. He wouldn't send her to Tatooine, because if he sent her to Tatooine, Kylo Ren would have known to look for her on Tatooine and kill his sister or cousin, whichever one. But maybe Disney is playing us, and she's not related to any of them, because
that's what I honestly. I really like the Kenobi one just because of the symbolism of it, but I seriously think that she's just out of a completely different line of
because
Jedi.
If she was related to him, wouldn't you think Kylo Ren would know about it and say, "Oh,
And also, speaking of that, when Kylo Ren asked Rey to train her, it kind of symbolizes how Obi-Wan taught Anakin and Luke, and now the descendant of Skywalker is wanting to teach the Kenobi descendant. That was just a little, but of course these are all theories, and it's not 100%. And like I said, Disney's probably just gonna say, "Nope, this is it."
Nope. That's a big nope. Honestly, I would like to see that. I'd like to see that storyline, because in the books, and they all say that that's just canon, and it's not. We're not using that. Han Solo and Leia have 2 kids. They have a boy and a girl, and one's name is Ben Solo, and the other one I don't remember what the other one's name was.
I think I remember something like that, but I can't remember.
I guess we're just gonna have to look it up. Let's go home and twins. How many I have twins? Oh, hang on. Just give me a second. Tristan, what is your theory? Do you have any theories at all while I'm looking this up?
Theories on the
on Ray's kids. Right now, we're on Ray's kids. We'll get to different theories in a second.
Ray's kid?
Ray's father. Sorry.
Ray's father. I've been hearing about what you've been talking about. I do kind of believe in what you say.
Mm-hmm.
but it's also kind of putting the point towards that one, so I'm kind of mixed match between those two. I don't have any others, but I'm mixed match between those two.
What two are you mixed up with?
Mixed up with.
Yours, which is
Han Solo.
the Han Solo, and Garrett's, which is
Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Yours is Obi-Wan, right, Garrett?
What?
Yours is the Obi-Wan theory, right?
Yes, that's the one I like the most out of all the.
And I'm actually split between Han and Luke.
I don't know. It's just a little too much. I mean, I understand what you're talking about, like because it does say that J.J. Abrams was borrowing ideas from the Star Wars novels, which was said that Han and Leia had a son who descended to the dark side and a daughter who became a Jedi Master. But also, you remember too that not all movies are going to follow what the comic books or what the novels say. So, I mean,
really, and they're wrong.
I mean, I seriously think it's just going to be that Disney's going to do a complete 180 on us and not even show what we think it is.
I have figured out how to look at if anybody wants to chat with us. Brandon has been chatting with us for this whole time. Whenever you said something about Anakin or Rey's mother not even having anybody or having a father like Anakin, he says, "Mama gave birth to a baby without a fun time. Sucks for her." I was watching that. He's home now, and now he's on. Now I said something about Google, and he said, "Yay, Google!"
Yay, home, then Google.
But on that note, in the expanded universe, Han and Leia actually had 3 children.
Oh well.
Anna, Jason, and Anakin Solo.
And
So one of them was named Anakin.
I feel like he would be. I would feel like he would go to the dark side.
I was reading that in some part, and it said that Anakin Solo was the one who went to the dark side.
Anakin Solo was the one that went.
Yeah.
That's just too much right there.
Well,
I
was
think
reading
that's just too.
Did you see that meme with the where it was Rey asking, like, okay, guys, what do I need to expect in my second movie? And like Anakin and Luke both said, well, we both got our arms cut off. I think that was kind of funny.
So I think we're pretty much done with the who's Rey's father, unless anybody else has some kind of thing that they want to say. If the 2 viewers who are watching right now,
Or
do you have
three
any?
now. Which I think 2 of us are us, anyway. So,
Brandon's one of them. I know that much.
yeah.
And I think I have somebody else who's in Washington, maybe. But if you have any ideas on who Rey's father might be, if you have any kind of what was I going to say? Theories of yourself or ideas that stem from this conversation, which would be awesome. Leave us a comment. Definitely. You can chat with us live right now, and tell us what you think.
So
Now,
hold on. Since we're still on Star Wars, when I was looking through the internet stuff, for theories and whatnot, I came up with this thing. It's the stormtrooper that has like the big like battle stick or whatever,
the Pond thing, yeah. The internet is named TR8R. Trailer.
Yeah, or in fact is actually FN2199. Which the reason why he was so like personal when he said traitor, is because him and Finn were both in the same squad when they were in their camp, when they were their training squad. And like I guess his name was, because of his designation, his name was Nines. And it's actually called a electrified Z6 baton is the weapon that he used, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. He's actually got red hair. I think I like what Disney is doing with the stormtroopers right now. They are
giving him more of a backstory.
People. Well, they're taking kids out from
their
home.
Yeah.
and then they're training them and brainwashing them from birth to believe all this stuff. So,
And then also there's it was Nines and Finn were paired with another guy named Zero and Slip, which Slip was the stormtrooper that got killed at the very start of the movie. The one that put the
I think what would have been really cool in that sequence when they're flying down to Jakku is have them with the stormtroopers talking as if it was like a D-Day kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And they're like talking to each other, getting themselves ready for this battle. Brandon says he has an opinion, then speak it. But if they would have done it like that, to where we, instead of just flashing scenes and J.J. Abrams and everything, I got a Snapchat. Let's see what this is. If we could, look, somebody's watching. Awesome. Yeah. All right, but anyways, back to this point. Yes, that scene at the very beginning is an awesome scene, but they could have added to it to make that death scene at the very beginning more emotional, to where we connected with Finn a little bit more. If he would have been like, all right, just stick close to me and you'll be all right. And then the first thing that happens is he wanders out the door and he gets shot, and his blood all over his face. And Finn's just like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this. Just last week I was mopping floors on the Starkiller base, and now I'm getting shot at.
He has a custodian.
Kylo Ren stopped blasting in the middle of the air and killing a whole bunch of people for no reason. All right, I'm done with this.
Can we talk about that too? How freaking strong Kylo Ren actually is compared to all the other.
That is amazing. That's why I think Kylo Ren is a badass. I love Kylo Ren. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's just a glorified little emo kid." No.
At the end,
yet to see.
Well, yeah, I'll say because he was just so emotional. That's what dark side does to you, is make you just really emotional. You fight with your emotions. That's why it's the dark side. Why, what Yoda says. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side. Just so emotion. And
yeah, I mean, you got to think about this also. When he got defeated by Finn and Rey, he just got done killing his dad. He was having trouble with that for years, trying to figure out how he was going to continue his journey to the dark side. He wants to make himself immune from the light side. He wants to make sure that he doesn't follow down Darth Vader's path and go back to the light side of the Force. He wants to make sure he stays on the dark side. And Kylo Ren, his lightsaber is awesome. I love Kylo Ren's lightsaber. It's modeled after it's like modeled after an ancient lightsaber. And the reason why it's modeled after that crossbeam has actually been used in the old Republic before the prequel even happened. I read up on this today. There's a visual guide on Star Wars.
Yeah, I read a little bit, but it didn't give much on the thing. So.
And the reason why his lightsaber is so unbalanced is because, like I thought before, whenever I saw it, it's a cracked crystal. It's a damaged crystal. Where he got that crystal is beyond me. I personally think, this is just my personal feelings, is whenever he found Darth Vader's helmet, picked it up from Endor, he also took his lightsaber that he had, took the crystal out of it, and placed it in his own lightsaber, because he wanted his own unique lightsaber. Now, he does say that the lightsaber that Rey has is his by birthright, because his name has been Solo, and his grandfather Anakin Skywalker, and that's his lightsaber.
Yeah.
Then why didn't he just keep Darth Vader's lightsaber? Because Darth Vader was burned with lightsaber. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. It could be a lot of things on that, I guess. Maybe, well, for one, it was gone for 30 years. I mean, Luke's saber it was locked away at Ma's Kanata, or I can't remember how to say her last name, but at Ma's place. And so it was locked away, and so no one knew where it was. Question is, why doesn't Luke have it? That's
Luke wanted to keep it safe, so he gave it to the person that he knew would keep it safe, and that was Maz. Maz Roth, I believe, is her name.
it starts with a K. I know it does. Kaneda. I don't know. Anyways, so I don't know. I think it's also because like what you sent me, where he was not he has not mastered the way of the Force completely, and so he doesn't have the crafting way of the Jedi. You know.
Maz Kanata is the blue guy in the prequels that stands in the middle with the Speaker of the Senate, I think.
Yeah, Speaker of the Senate.
And he's got those long horns and little dangly horns at the bottom. And he talks with Emperor Palpatine. That's Maz Kanata.
Yeah.
Tristan's looking up who that one lady is, though. But speaking of her area, there's a little Easter egg if you look really closely. And those battle flags that are hanging over her.
Yeah, banner, there's Boba Fett's flag.
I thought that was kind of cool because, like I said, when I watched it the second time, I was looking in.
No, it's Maz Kanata. Yeah. Had been presented to Luke from a chest similar to the chest later seen in Episode 7 in Maz Kanata's castle bar. Yet another clue of the symbolism of the lightsaber for Kenobi, being Kenobis and all that.
So I like the one when Ren uses call her. Maybe he wasn't able to handle it. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Maybe he wasn't able to handle
me.
Who knows? We'll figure it out. He'll probably fix it, his typos and stuff like that. Also, Ren's ability to tap into other people's name. Name. Sorry, I was reading what you said in the chat. Ren's ability to get into people's minds and extract information using the Force. I think that's so cool.
The part where he just stops a blaster.
Well, yeah, we said that when he stops the blaster.
I didn't hear that.
A lot of people looking at something. But yeah, that part where he's able to hold a blaster for, and not even think about it. He can just sit there and, do other stuff while he's holding something like that's going to kill him in midair. So, any thoughts on your part? I know that I've got one more theory that I want to cover with Star Wars.
What's that?
Darth Plagueis, or who Supreme Leader Snoke is. There was another one that today where they think that Supreme Leader Snoke is Darth Vader because of the scar on his head matches the one that Darth Vader has on his head too.
Which, I mean, he didn't technically completely die. I mean, he just...
Darth Vader died. You saw his funeral. He was burned. Darth Vader is dead. What?
He can't live without his mask, and you can clearly see that that's in Kylo Ren's possession.
Yeah, he can't live without a breathing apparatus, stuff to keep him alive. Also, you saw his Force ghost at the end of Return of the Jedi. Darth Vader is dead. Anakin Skywalker is dead. He is the Force ghost. Darth Plagueis, that's a better option. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Yes, he's learned to cheat death. Emperor Palpatine or Darth Sidious thought that he might have killed him. But also, here, let me go to a backstory about the dark side of the Force. Because yes, I'm a nerd. I looked into this stuff. I've got plenty of time on my hands, so if you follow me on Snapchat, you know that for sure. I look up a lot of stuff about Star Wars because that's the big thing right now. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is one of my favorite movies next to, actually Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. That's the top 3. If you don't like those movies, you're a communist. I'm just kidding. Maybe. But in all sincerity, though, the dark side of the Force has been explained to me as like a drug. People, whenever you use the dark side of the Force, you have that feeling of power. You feel like you're invincible, and when you're not using it, you're gonna want to use it more, and you feel like you have to use it even more. And it's also got the side effects of a drug. It gives you scars your face and makes you look ugly and disformed and all that other stuff.
Well, because you lose your humanity, essentially. It sounds like what you're saying. Like you start to lose like your humanity inside of you, and so it just starts to deform you. And because you kill people, you know that gets in your way and all that.
But when you use the dark side of the Force, you can also use like a Force mask. You have a mask that covers your face that makes you look however you want to look. You can even change into a different species if you want to using the Force. So Palpatine had the face of an elderly gentleman who looked trustworthy and snakish too. I think he looked like a snake. But whenever he was fighting Mace Windu and he was using his Force lightning and it was bouncing back onto him, it was causing him to become disfigured, and it was melting his mask permanently. And so he couldn't regenerate that mask again because it melted to his face. And so that's why he looks permanently disfigured. Either it melted to his face, or he didn't want people to see him for his old self again. He wanted people to turn against him and show sympathy for him and turn against the Jedi Order. Got any of them from your wife? She's on the dark side. Join me and together we can eat dinner. Oh man. But oh man, we went from 5 viewers to 1. Oh, well, we're back to 3. All right. Welcome back, viewers. I don't know why it keeps telling me I'm gaining viewers and then losing viewers.
Those of you who are loyal, perhaps.
Those of you who have stayed since the beginning, we appreciate you.
Hot shingles, you say.
Hot shingles, you say. And we lost another viewer. Oh, they're back. Hello there.
Oh, well.
Whoever you are. All right. But yeah, what do you think about the Darth Plagueis idea? Do you think that Emperor Snoke is just another character that J.J. Abrams added, and of course the creative team at Disney, the Imagineers, added?
Honestly,
I still think that
I would like a new villain.
I mean, Andy Serkis came out himself. Andy Serkis is the guy who played Emperor Snoke. He also played Caesar on Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And he played Gollum, another nerdy guy. He's came out and said that Emperor Snoke is an original villain, that he is not Darth Plagueis. Even though John Williams, in his music that he put, is almost on point with the music that Palpatine is talking about when he's talking about Darth Plagueis. I still think it's that. I mean,
that could just be that could be a misleading thing, though, too.
But it could also be an Easter egg that they're still trying to hide because they don't want to reveal that before Episode 8 comes out. They're not going to reveal that yet. They're going to have us geeks sitting here at the edge of our seats until Episode 8 comes out. And when it comes out and we see Episode 8 and it's Darth Plagueis, all the geeks are going to be like, I knew it! I knew it! That's how I was for most of the time when I was watching Episode 7 for the first time. Yeah, my wife can atone for that. I was sitting there, oh, I knew it! Yes, I told you that was going to happen. I told you! Shut up! Just a movie. People don't want to hear you. And Han Solo comes up, woo! Everybody did. Everyone applauded when Han Solo and Chewbacca came over. The Millennium Falcon. They did that when they saw the Millennium Falcon. And then when they saw R2-D2 boot up there, I was like, oh my god, yay!
Did you see when Finn or Rey, I can't remember who, but they were digging through the Millennium Falcon, they pulled up like Luke's little like training droid.
Yeah, it was Finn, and you pulled up that training droid.
And he just like looked at it and he just threw it out.
What's it? Whatever. We don't need that. Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was pretty funny.
Also, me and my girlfriend Savannah here, we've been watching Star Wars and whatnot, you know, because she hasn't seen them, so we're watching them. And so I figured out actually that's the best way to watch them, even though I know you, Trent, like to watch it the way they came out in movie theaters. But the way you watch it here though is 4, 5, and then you watch 2 and 3 as like a flashback. It tells you how Darth Vader came to be, and then you watch 6 to end it. Because on 5 you find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father, and then in 2 and 3 you find out how he became Darth Vader, and then you finish it off with 6.
They just need to take out Attack of the Clones altogether. That was the crappiest movie I've ever watched.
I know. It's
certainly has its merits. Episode 2 is just nothing but a bunch of Senate meetings.
Although granted, it's kind of a turning point because it tells you how the Empire got their soldiers so quickly and how they got all their stuff. You know, I mean, because they got all the clones, they got all the ships. Because you can see in the end of the Star Wars Episode 2. I mean, of course, it's playing the Imperial March, and then also it has like smaller Star Destroyers too.
I like those Star Destroyers better than the original movies. I think they look a little bit cooler. They're a little bit more edgy.
Although I agree with you too that I wish they would have actually made it where they made some new like planes, new types of ships in the
new movie?
Yeah, in the new one. Well, you know, like how you said, they only had the Millennium Falcon. They had the
X-Wing had the TIE fighters. You know what I mean? More things that they could have put in. Because, yes, they're using, you know, I guess what they're trying to do is they're trying to
the Rebels
everyday to think, oh my gosh, I know what that plane is. That's the TIE fighter, and that's the X-Wing. That's what they used, and that's what Luke destroyed.
Well, but also think about it, though, too. I mean, it's also a rebellion, and they're not getting any help, so that's all they have. But they were also getting help from the Republic, though, secretly, you know?
But even the rebellion, they had the A-Wing, they had the Y-Wing. The A-Wing and the Y-Wing. Well, the Y-Wing was the bomber. The A-Wing was another attack vehicle. They had so many vehicles out there in their arsenal that they could have used. The B-Wing. And then I am so mad that they didn't bring in the TIE Interceptor. The TIE Interceptor is basically the fighter plane, like a faster fighter plane. It's more technologically advanced, and it looks a lot cool. It's got points at the tip.
Made to combat the X-Wing.
Yeah, it was made for the X-Wing to fight the X-Wing. The TIE fighter is slower and more bulky, and it won't fly as fast and as stealthy as the TIE Interceptor. Plus, they've got the TIE Bomber here. This is right here. Look at me. There we go. That's the TIE Interceptor. In case you don't know what it is, that's BA right there. If you don't know what the TIE Interceptor is, you didn't watch the original movies, and I'm sorry for you. But the TIE Bomber, pull up the TIE Bomber. That's another BA ship that they needed to put in because they had a lot of bombing runs. They could have used that whenever they was flying over Maz Kanata's place. This is the TIE Bomber. Focus. There we go. And right there is where the bombs come out of course. And you know, it would have made the movie a lot better. You know, now we're nitpicking the movie. Now we're telling people what we don't like about the movie because.
Well, I mean, it's just stuff you can add to it. It's no, we didn't like it. It's just that they probably could have made it better.
They actually had those too. They had a cool gunship.
Also, the Rebellion was using stuff from the Clone Wars. You won't see that in any of the movies, but they were using that also.
They were using tanks.
They were using a whole bunch of other things that you won't see in the movies. You know, more in-depth stuff. Also, you know, I don't know. There was just so much you could add to it. But you also got to realize J.J. Abrams was trying to shove 30 years of history in one movie. I probably shouldn't do that. That's wrong. They were trying to shove 30 years of Star Wars history into one movie, and they had to do it in a way that people who haven't watched Star Wars in 30 years would understand. Or when was the last Star Wars? Like couple years.
2005.
And if you're not like us, then you won't watch the movies back to back before you watch the original, or you won't watch them at all.
Yeah, 2005 was the last movie. Trilogy was.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. All right, should we move away from Star Wars now?
Which
'Cause
last?
I know that
Are you talking
that's
about Revenge of the Sith when that one came out?
yeah, the last Star Wars came out
2005.
2005. All right, should we move away from Star Wars now?
Yeah,
Is it safe to
I think we talked about a pretty good amount of it. So
talked about it for about an hour now?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, we could have done a whole episode on just Star Wars.
Of course, we're still going to talk about it because there's other things coming up for Star Wars 2 next year or this upcoming year.
Yeah, we can do that in a later episode. We'll talk about what's coming up with Star Wars. All right, let's talk about our next big headline: Captain America: Civil War. What do you expect from Captain America: Civil War? I know I expect a lot out of Captain America: Civil War. You've got Iron Man. You've got Captain America, of course. You've also got a lot of the lesser known superheroes like the Falcon. You've got Ant-Man. Spoilers, Pop Funk figurines spoiled Civil War for us. So if you don't want to know more about Civil War, mute. Don't get off of the. I told you not to get off, Mr. Fourth Viewer, whoever just left. Come back. I'll wait. Oh, thank you. All right. Mute. Don't leave. And if you don't want to know about the possible spoiler for Captain America: Civil War, I will wave my hands like this whenever it's time to unmute. Come back, Fourth Viewer. Thank you. Okay. Mute now. Now, if you're still with me, there's a possibility that Giant Man is going to be coming in. Giant Man is Ant-Man, but it's the other way around. Instead of shrinking, he grows. Now we've lost 2 viewers. I said don't leave. I said mute. Instead of shrinking, he grows. Thank you for coming back. I'm trying to have fun with everybody here, guys. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to a Ant-Man Hawkeye scene where Ant-Man gets put on an arrow and Hawkeye shoots him wherever he's going to shoot him at. Now, there's also other spoilers, like Captain America's going to die in this next movie. I don't know how much that's true. Possibility. I know that this much. Agent Carter is going to be dead in this movie. She's going to die of old age. That's the opening scene, what I've read. Another spoiler is at the end of the movie, another funeral scene is Steve Rogers dying. And I don't know how he's going to die. Okay, so here's how he's going to die. He's going to accept the Superhero Registration Act. He's going to say, all right, I submit to all these crimes and whatnot. And all you have to do is leave me and my team alone. All right, and I'll go peaceably. Instead of going peaceably, Bare Bones ends up shooting him in the head and killing Captain America. And that's going to be the end. That's going to be really dark and gritty for Marvel's cinematic universe if they do it like that. Are they going to go the whole DC route? Start doing dark and gritty and start killing off superheroes? I don't know. Okay, so if you've muted, you can unmute me. Hello, fourth viewer. Now, if I could get that fifth viewer back, that'd be great.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well. This will be on the YouTube forever.
Yeah, people will watch
it. But what do you think about that, Garrett? I know.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much on Civil War, to be honest. Not as much as you have. I don't know. It definitely. I would like to actually look into it more of like the comic book side of Civil War. I've heard a lot about it. I think it'd be. I'm excited for it. Can't wait for it to come out. But I
The
didn't.
great story. There's more than just one. There's more than just the one comic book and the graphic novel. There are several comic books to where even the Punisher is in Civil War.
Yeah.
And he ends up saving Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like dying, and the Punisher brings him in. And the Punisher's a very dark person, and Captain America doesn't like dark people, except for maybe Daredevil or except for Deadpool. But that's a different story.
That's I've seen that. I know what you're talking about. It's because they're
Punisher brings in Spider-Man almost dead, and he says, "We need a doctor now." And Captain America says, "We'll take him, but you have to leave because I don't like you because you kill people for no reason." And that's kind of a turning point for the Punisher, I think. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it as much, but I know that he wants to get better because he wants to be a part of Oh my God! They talk about Spider-Man. Okay.
That's true, Brandon. He is. That's why Captain America and Deadpool get along because they're both government experiments.
Government experiments. I will be mad if they kill off Captain America. I really will, because he's one of my favorites of the major superheroes. And let's see. If you guys have any kind of theories about Captain America, or if you want to know more about Captain America, let me know. I'm going to do a lot more research into it. I'm really excited for Captain America. I know who the teams are going to be. Scarlet Witch, dogs, and they're throwing my concentration in. It's going to be Scarlet Witch, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Falcon on a team, and I think Ant-Man too. And then Hawkeye and Black Widow are going to kind of be in the middle, along with Spider-Man. I think. I don't know about Spider-Man. They haven't really released anything about Spider-Man, which is kind of disappointing. I want to see his new costume, but they won't even release that.
I'm excited for it. I hope they do pretty good by new Spider-Man. Which I like the newer Spider-Mans, anyways. I liked them a lot. They stayed more true to the comic books more than the other ones with
the Andrew Garfield ones.
Yeah, I like them a lot better.
Too, just because I hate Tobey Maguire's face.
Yeah, well, I also like them because it had Emma Stone in it, but that's besides the point. But because I like the fact of how they actually he actually created devices for his webs, not he had little like gooey little pieces on his wrist where web came out of him. So
they haven't played it yet.
No, they haven't done.
I know that I've heard of theories about what Spider-Man's costume is going to be. It's going to be like, I think it's going to have some sort of like a digital thing on it too. I think Iron Man's going to help him create his outfit. I don't think there's going to be an arc reactor on there. That'd be kind of cool. Him shoot like little arc reactors out of his Spider-Man thing.
yeah.
Can't get me now. Pew pew. I really hope that they tie in some of the TV part of Marvel in there. I want to see Daredevil, and I want to see Jessica Jones in the cinema.
Yes. Oh, and the movies wise, I don't know. Daredevil, they screwed it up last time when they did Daredevil movie.
Brandon says that the reason why you like the new ones is because Emma Stone's in it and it's so hot. That's what Garrett meant to say.
But I mean, I don't know. I like Daredevil a lot better when it's a show. It's definitely more of a show than a movie.
I think that if you tie in Daredevil and put him in with the other Marvel heroes, it will work perfectly.
I agree with that. I can see that being a lot better than him being his own movie. You know what I mean? Like Like if he tied together with Jessica Jones, you know, because they live in the same area.
Well, we will see that. That's for sure. We will see Jessica Jones, Daredevil. We'll also see. We'll also see Iron Fist. I'm so excited for Iron Fist. They are going to be doing a lot with Iron Fist. I hope.
Another movie I'm excited about, which I know you're somewhat excited, but is Deadpool.
I
want to see that one.
I'm kind of excited for Deadpool. I'm not super stoked about it because it's not going to tie into anything, which is all right, I guess. But
it ties in a little bit with X-Men because he has Colossal in it, so
Colossus.
Colossus. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, it ties in with X-Men a bit. So
Tristan, you want to talk a little bit about Deadpool? Do you know anything about it?
No, not really.
That's right. All
I
you
really
do is
don't
play
know
video
much
games.
about Deadpool.
but it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good movie no matter what because it's Ryan Reynolds at his best. So
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is meant to play Deadpool. I know that much. So seeing Ryan Reynolds do what he does best is going to be pretty exciting. I know that we're gonna have to start wrapping this up here pretty soon.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so I think what do you think? Should we end it with vote and see how? Want to guess the percentage of like maybe Rotten Tomatoes Deadpool gets?
We won't be
Thumbs up?
doing videos. We're gonna see how it does in the cinema. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap it up by guessing what Civil War is gonna do. We're also going to wrap it up and seeing what Deadpool is going to do. We also, because I don't want to just talk about nerdy films, comic book films like that. I also want to talk about more serious films. I really want to see Quentin Tarantino's new movie, The Hateful Eight. I think that looks really awesome. I also want to see Leonardo DiCaprio's new film, The Revenant. I think that's going to be his Oscar-winning film. Fingers crossed for all those people who are waiting for Leo to get his Oscar. Anyway, I know I am one of them.
I think he should have got an Oscar for that one scene in
Wall Street.
Yeah, where he was all freaking drugged out on the lewds. Had to act like he had cerebral palsy. Is what he had to act like almost.
Yeah. All right. I know what we're going to do for our next episode. Stay tuned. All right, guys. Very blood or hit but I saw it already, so no spoilers. Okay. Stay tuned, guys. I will do a preview video in the middle of next week on our next episode, our next podcast. All right. I'm going to do it, and then I'm also going to talk to my fellow companion here, Garrett, about what else we're going to do for podcast number 2. All right, stay tuned. We're going to try to do podcasts every week. We'll try to do them every week. I'll make sure that you guys know what day it is, but it will be an every week thing. Okay, I'm going to stay more true to this podcast than I was with my magic about a year ago. All right, I really want this thing to succeed. So in order for this channel to succeed, I need you guys to like this video. I need you guys to subscribe to my channel. I need you guys to share this to Facebook, Twitter, Reddit,
Instagram. Whatever you want to do.
Snapchat. We'll also put up our Snapchat names also. Okay.
Share it to every website.
Every website you know. Everything that you are a part of, share Critically Awesome with it. I want this channel to explode. I want this channel to be huge. I want to get 1 million followers. That's a short-term goal. I want to be able to quit work and just do solely YouTube, where I don't have to do this on my laptop anymore. I have a legit camera. I have a legit microphone. I have to borrow my little brother's Turtle Beach. And I want to be able to have
an actual
setup and be awesome.
Like 5 monitors.
I want to be able to look back on this first video and laugh. Saying, oh my gosh, did we actually do that?
Yeah,
that would be awesome. And I can only do that with the help of you guys. All right, my viewers. So my 6 subscribers that I have now, or 3 subscribers that I have now, branch out from that. Double that up. Make sure that they like this video. Make sure that they love this video. We're also going to have more than just Garrett, Tristan, and I here. And I'm pretty sure that next time we have Tristan on, he's going to speak a little bit more. I hope.
Does he have a
Um,
computer like that to where he can do it on his
I
own?
don't think he doesn't have a laptop.
Not yet. I'll be getting one next week from school.
You're getting a laptop from school?
Yeah, we're getting laptops at school now, like personal ones.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll have a webcam.
But definitely like, share, comment, everything you can. Like I said, that's my goal for this channel is to at least want to get 100 subscribers. If I get 100 subscribers, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with 50. I get giddy every time I get one more.
If we get 100 subscribers, Trenton will dress up like Leia.
Slave outfit, Leia.
Yes, that too. Yes, it's slave Leia.
If you know who I am, you know how much I hate Jar Jar Binks.
Oh,
1,000 Jar Jar.
He will speak all in one episode.
subscribers.
Everything he'll speak everything in Jar Jar Binks lingo.
If I get 100 subscribers by the end of this year, I will find my old Jar Jar mask, and I would do God, I can't believe I want to do this.
Jar Jar?
I dressed up as Jar Jar as a kid.
I'd rather see you as
Because
Leia.
I'd rather see me as Leia. All right, fine.
I mean, like the hair and everything.
In the comments below, you tell me what you want me to either dress up as, do whatever you want me to do. I will do it if I get to 100 subscribers by August.
August 10th.
Okay. August 10th. That's my birthday. If you can do it by August 10th, only you guys can do it.
What happens?
All right. I do my best to get this thing out there. You guys are the way I'm going to do it because through the love and support of the followers that we have. There's 4 viewers. That's about the most that we've had this whole entire time. I'm really looking forward to this. I know Garrett is, and I'm looking forward to having more people be a guest on our show or even be regulars on our show. I figured out this whole YouTube thing just while doing it in the hour that we've done it. So we're going to wrap it up with what we think Captain America is going to be. Giving it a pre-grade. Okay, so we're going to grade it A to F. Okay, so A+ being the highest, F being the lowest, of course, like a normal grade card.
Highest in what?
I'm going to rate
like
a pre-grade. So what we expect from it, from what we've read and what we've seen. So with Captain America Civil War, I'm giving it an A-. Okay, because there's going to be room for improvement. It's not going to be a perfect Marvel film, but if it's going to follow up like what the Winter Soldier did, I loved the Winter Soldier. Garrett, you haven't seen it, so I won't spoil it for you.
I need
but
to
the
watch
Russo
it.
brothers did an amazing job on that movie.
I liked it too.
It was one of the. It's been claimed as one of the best Marvel movies out there. But then again, I also liked the new Avengers movie. I thought it was one of the better ones. I thought it went up from the old Avengers. Some people didn't like it. I don't know why. But you know, then those are the same people who probably like Daredevil the movie. Sorry if you like Daredevil the movie. But yes, I give it an A-. I think it's going to have some room for improvement. I think it's going to be as good or better than the Winter Soldier. In the comments below, tell me what you think it is, what you think it will be, if I can figure out how to get the comments put back on here. Garrett, go ahead, give me your rating. What you think.
I would say I'm gonna give it probably either a B or on the verge of B+. It's maybe just because there's been so many Marvel movies so far, but I love them. But I'm gonna say probably a B or B+.
All right, Tristan, what about you?
I am kind of thinking an A- or B+. They, like you said, they do have room for growth and stuff, and they can expand from that. And that's the main reason. And that is really it for me.
Brandon gives it a B+. He hopes they don't kill Cap. Hannah gives it a B also. I personally think that if they kill Captain America, it's going to be a big plot twist. People are going to be talking about that a lot. That is going to be the biggest cinematic letdown. It won't be a letdown, but it'll be something that people are going to be saddened at.
It'll definitely drive it forward, though. It'll drive all the movies after that forward.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of things that they can do. If they kill Captain America, who's going to kill Thanos?
But also, you gotta think about it. It's a movie. You can't combine them. You can't say movie and comics are the same. You have to have movies and then comics. Yeah. It's not gonna follow the comics exactly.
I mean, if they kill Cap, they're gonna have a huge storyline after that. They're gonna be like, okay, what are the Avengers gonna do now that Captain America's gone? Because Iron Man is retired from the Avengers. Who knows what he's going to do in this next movie? I'm really excited to see what he's doing and what he's up to. What is he going to do after this? And how is Iron Man going to feel after losing one of his best friends, Captain America? I mean, the commercials are hinting at, or the trailers are hinting at that War Machine. Actually, now he is
Iron Patriot.
No, his name's not Iron Patriot. It's what was it called? Oh man, I forgot what his name was.
It's not a person.
No, they changed it to not War Machine, but like
it's Iron Patriot.
Hang on, I'll figure this out.
Another shout out to Google.
But they're gonna, possibly kill. There's probably gonna be a lot of death in this movie. It's gonna be kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it's Iron Patriot.
It's still War Machine, I think.
War Machine was the second Iron Man.
War Machine is with because I know that I'm pretty sure that they've changed it. Come on, load. Let's see. If you have the answer for it right now, put it in the comments while I'm looking it up. I don't mean for this to be... I don't know. Everyone knows who War Machine is.
Iron Patriot / War Machine.
You don't, you're a communist. But they're hinting at that Rhodey is going to die in this next movie just through the commercials alone. Either that or he gets really badly hurt. And I think that that it's going to be through the Winter Soldier who does it. I think he's going to be the one who ends up killing War Machine. And then that's probably who the funeral scene is at the end of the movie. It might be Rhodey's. It might not be Cap. It might actually be Rhodey. Okay. I read a theory that the Winter Soldier is going to take over for Cap. Bucky Barnes has already signed for 9 movies for Marvel. Marvy. Who knows? They might kill Cap. They might not. It is still War Machine. Okay. Now we're going to rate Deadpool. What do you think Deadpool's going to I'm going to give it a C. Hard C, because it's going to be hard to get anybody to really watch it as a hard R. It's going to get a lot of comic book people to watch it and a lot of adults to watch it, but you're not going to get that family base like what Marvel has already started up. And I think that rating it at a C, great. Brandon rates it at an A+ because, well, it's going to be a hard R.
He really likes Deadpool, so. But I understand why you said C though, because you like.
All right, look.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
I can see why you want to rate it a C, just because you like to maybe go into a movie being. So I can. What's that?
Okay, so I just received a Snapchat from one of the people who are watching. saying that they should not give Leo an Oscar, but they should make a movie about Leo getting an Oscar. And the guy who's playing Leo losing the Oscar gets the Oscar for Leo.
Yeah, I seen that. That's funny.
Oh boy!
I think I'm gonna give it a A because I like Ryan Reynolds and he's hilarious. So
He's not gonna have another mess up. He's not gonna do another
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. I liked Green Lantern. The only thing I didn't like about Green Lantern was they CG'd his suit. Could you not make a suit? Could you not make a thing that goes over his face?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just about as bad as Jar Jar Binks.
Oh yeah, 21st century.
Yeah,
Alright,
but they could have done better. I give it an A. I give it an A. So
Garrett gives it an A.
minus.
Tristan, what do you think?
I'm probably gonna give it a C minus.
Because he can't watch it.
He can't go into the theater without an adult.
He's not old enough yet.
Are you allowed to come into this theater? This is a hard R movie. Where's your mom and dad? Are they gonna? How dare they?
The reason I'm giving, I do want to see the movie, but like you said, there's not gonna be a very big family base, but there will be a big comic, and whoever is a Marvel follower, I'm really not one, but still.
Poor soul.
Oh well.
All right. So, we're gonna wrap up the movie, the thing there,
Podcast.
the podcast there. We're gonna figure out how to get the comments put back on here because for some reason comments are disabled. DC all the way.
So
Have you
comment
how
below.
DC movies?
comment
I'm
below
gonna
and share.
just snap Dodge's neck. Because I'm Superman and I'm going to be dark and gritty and not the Boy Scout that I am. I killed millions of people before these.
Anyways, that's a whole nother podcast, Trent. Go on.
We're going to do a whole podcast on DC and Marvel. That's probably going to be next week.
DC versus Marvel.
Yeah. What we expect from another movie coming up this year. I'm not a DC hater. I love Batman and I love Superman. Those are my two. I used to follow those guys as a kid. Those were my favorite superheroes as a kid. And then I, started reading and watching Marvel movies because Marvel has dominated the box office forever. But like I said, we're going to wrap it up here. It was exciting. It was a good podcast. We're going to be looking back on this in a year and thinking, oh my gosh, that was a travesty. Why did we do it like that? Where there was a lot of blank spaces and a lot of
Yeah.
But all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end it here. We're gonna give ourselves our Facebook names. You can follow me on Facebook. Look me up, Trent Davis. You can follow me at Twitter at Trent Davis 14, or you can follow me on Snapchat, Trent Davis 1423. Follow me on Snapchat because I have a lot of daily stories. I have a lot of adventures, and I have a lot of funny things that I think are funny. If you don't think you're funny, you're a communist.
You think
You got to get a new line there, Trenton.
If you don't like it, you're a DC supporter.
No, you're a Daredevil. You're a Daredevil supporter.
You like the movie Daredevil. The movie Daredevil.
You're a traitor.
With Ben Affleck. Ugh.
You're a traitor.
Yeah, you're a traitor as a TR8R would say.
Yeah, FN2199.
Okay, so Garrett, where can they follow you at?
Well, they can follow me on Facebook, of course, Garrett Kerwin Donovan. Snapchat is, hold on one sec, I can't remember what my name is on Snapchat. What is it, Trenton?
That's Fez, isn't it?
I think so.
I know that's what your screen name is. I can check it out, though. All right, let's see here. Fez. It's Garrett Donovan. GarrettDonovan.
Yeah, one word, and it's underneath Fez is my name on there.
Yeah, same here. It's Trent Davis, all undercapes, all one word, 1423. Also, your Twitter handle.
I haven't done Twitter in a long time.
I know mine's at Trent Davis 14.
Uh,
Okay, it's at capital T Trent underscore capital D Davis 14. That's where you can find me. And then Tristan, where can they find you at?
I don't have a Twitter because I don't Twitter. But at Facebook, it's Tristan Davis.
All right, and you have a Snapchat too.
If I forget how to work it.
He knows how to work his Snapchat.
Really?
He's new to Snapchat, guys. I made him get Snapchat. Garrett, have you figured out your Twitter handle yet?
Not yet. Hold on.
Oh, wait, no, I told them your Twitter handle. It's Garrett Donovan.
Oh,
all
no.
lowercase.
No, it's the Fester. It's at the underscore Fester. FEZZ.
Oh, at the underscore Fester. Oh, say that again. I'm talked over you. I'm sorry.
It's at the underscore Fester. FEZZTER. That's all caps.
All right, Tristan, where can they find you at on Snapchat?
Bat Davis Man 12, all lowercase.
Bat Davis Man 12, all lowercase. All right. So we're going to go ahead and stop that there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the people who stayed through for the whole almost hour and a half that we did this. You guys are awesome. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Make sure everybody sees this. I'm Trent Davis with Critically Awesome. It was great talking to you guys.
See you there.
This is Tristan Davis.
And I'm Garrett Donovan. See you guys later.
What do you think, Tristan?
Make sure your grandma sees this too.
Yes. Make sure Grandma sees it. If she isn't an avid movie fan, she will become one after watching this. What is this YouTube thing that you're telling me about?
Get your entire family to like and subscribe to this.
That's right. And if they don't like it and subscribe it, it's all right.
And they're not a communist.
They're not a communist because YouTube.
America.
It's a free country. America. All right. Anyways, I'm Trent Davis. It was good talking to you guys. Stay tuned for more trailers. Make sure you follow the Facebook page, Critically Awesome. I'll be putting up weekly reminders and also some trailers. So I was happy to do this. I look forward to doing it some more. Gary, closing thoughts?
Just hopefully you guys enjoy this new podcast that we're going to be starting. I hope this can take off like we want it to. So I guess we'll see you guys next week.
This has been a year in the making, guys. A year in the making. I've been trying to plan this forever. And now we finally got it to where we're going to try to get it a schedule, and we're going to keep doing this weekly. And heck, who knows? Maybe in the future we might do more than one video a week. We were going to be doing more than one video a week because I'm going to be doing a weekly trailer of what to expect before the video. All right. So once again, Trent Davis. We'll see you guys later. Have a great night. God bless.